Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you. I'm Pepper.
2014年6月5日、史上初の感情認識ロボットペッパーが誕生した。一般家庭向けモデル発売後、1000台のペッパーが毎月1分で完売。そしてロボットのビジネスソリューションとして大きな可能性を秘めたペッパーフォービズがスタート。日産、イオン、ネスレ、みずほ銀行など大手企業がペッパーを導入。アプリケーション開発パートナーは200社以上。業種別のアプリや多岐にわたるソリューションを取り揃えて、ペッパーのビジネス活用は実践段階へと進んでいる。さらなる飛躍の可能性を秘めたペッパー。今後も活躍のフィールドを広げてビジネスシーンを大きく変えていくだろう。
おはようございます。
Good morning. For many people, I should say, how do you do? Very nice to meet you. I am Tomizawa from SoftBank Robotics. Yesterday, our president mentioned about investment into ARMS and IoT-related new directions as being understood by SoftBank. He made a very passionate presentation. Well, the IoT is being discussed in various manners and questioned somewhat, but in terms of SoftBank, we have been having immediate feedbacks and reactions right from the beginning. And internally, we are having a lot of hot discussion, even during the lunch break time, about what the IoT is about. So I objectively believe that this is really a world being built based on the efforts of our president and President Miyauchi. And when I was a student, I saw a picture of IC chip, and I wanted to aim at IoT. This is what our president is saying very often time. So when IoT materializes, he feels like a daddy, father who bought for the first time an owned house. So this is a sort of little bit awkward feeling, but that's the way how we are feeling about when it comes to IoT. Now, going into the gist of my presentation topic, I would like to take up two topics. One is the update of Pepper, because I receive a lot of questions about that, so I'd like to address it. And the second topic is the Pepper-based robot business. What's the future direction? So, Pepper. As you know, in June 2014, we launched and announced for home use. First of all, well, we didn't have a lot of time for development and for material, for colors, as well as the angle of arms to hold a tablet. President Son gave us all those detailed instructions, obviously about the applications and any other detailed aspects of technology. So we spent very tough days. And I think it's fair to say that we were able to develop a robot having a true soul. And in October 2015, relatively recently, Pepper for Biz, which is the main topic of this time for corporate users, was launched. And from the beginning, we adopted the open source strategy, and in January we announced our collaboration partnership with IBM. This is Gina Lawton, the CEO of IBM, at CES in January. She was on the stage talking about her passion about the Pepper, and I had a lot of conversation with Ginny, and she said that she wanted to sign up on the next day. And in March, as Chairman Higuchi has mentioned, And a while ago, we announced as our partnership collaboration with Microsoft based on Azure analytics tool, which has a great affinity with robots. So the development has got started quite a long time ago. And CEO Sakya visited Japan quite recently and said that this is really the absolutely winning device. We are going to win together. And in May, very recently, with Google Android, we made this announcement to incorporate Android into Pepper. Going straight to the conclusion, Pepper with Android is the following. Pepper has made a very clear evolution by one step further and upper, because the services available from Google Android can be available as is on the Pepper, and also they can be connected with each other, aligned with each other, and the speed of processing by Pepper becomes much faster. And Android development environment and the Pepper's Android development environment are now integrated totally with each other. It's one single environment, so the developers from both sides can be involved into the other side very easily. So this is a huge evolution, and the launch is scheduled within this fiscal year. So the global IT giant latest technology has Pepper at its very core. So that's the direction we would like to continue to pursue. And already 1,000 companies have adopted Pepper. And amongst the audience, I think many of your companies already have done so. I really thank you. So it seems that it's ages ago, but it's just a few months ago. So that's a feeling of the speed of time passing that we are feeling. And so now a lot of experience, knowledge has able to be accumulated through actual experience. If you are considering introducing Pepper, I'd like to give you 2 points which are important in order not to overlook, in order not to miss the maximization of Pepper's values. The first of all is that you shouldn't use glue when you want to build an application. I'm going to explain. Your president tells you, I want to do this or that. That's very interesting. Okay, let's do that. But if you approach that way, it's difficult to maximize the power of Pepper. You need to involve a corporate planning manager and the development manager to think about a Pepper application. Well, that's nice, but it's still challenging. The most important is to involve the people from the field where Pepper will be used for your business at the stage of planning. So the field people know the operation, the profile data of your end user customers as an empirical, experience-based knowledge. And the Pepper will be working with them in the field. So the field people need to have a clear image of how they are going to be working with Pepper as a starting assumption. Otherwise, the development will be quite difficult for the application. The second point is that human beings and the robots are different from each other. Of course, robots can collect data, process data, and generate data. But that's a difference as well. But I'm talking about another difference, because the level of the hurdles when it comes to the communication between the robots and human beings, the psychological barriers level is completely different. If you want go to buy an Apple item, you don't like perhaps to be addressed verbally by a store staff. That's very different. Well, for example, you go to a hospital or clinic, and sometimes your diseases make you reluctant to be asked questions about your health conditions or your disease. This is a psychological barrier. You fear that in a garment store you will be perhaps forced to buy something, an item that you don't want to buy, or in a medical interview you fear that you will be asked a question that you don't want to answer. These are psychological barriers. Another example, in front of a restaurant, the restaurant staff is inviting you, please come, enter our establishment. It's not realistic for a human being to do that for a whole day.
Of course, it may be effective, but to maximize the effect, to have hawkers in front of the shops trying to call people into your shop and saying, now the rainy season is over, it's hot, and why don't you have a cup of coffee? I think people, it sounds a little geeky. I mean, you can't attract people. But with robots, you can use even firmer words because with robots, the input and output of communication is different from that of human beings. So I do hope that you will start with these kinds of examples, then performance may rise. Every day, day in and day out, we are working with our development partners to discuss these kinds of minor points. And day in and day out, as a result of heated discussion, we were able to accumulate lots of know-how. That is, now Pepper can do many things. If you could look at this, and you can see the results, the benefit, but there's one thing that saddens me, because in PCs, copiers, facsimiles, when they were implemented, nobody talked about the benefit. Right? Because it's taken for granted. You can imagine what the benefits are. But with robots, unfortunately, I have not penetrated the market that much. So I would like to achieve that level as soon as possible. And naturally, of course, people don't know what robots are or what their effect would be. So we have to show in numbers clearly that the sales went up, that costs came down. We have to make clear these benefits in numbers. As I said earlier, we have accumulated lots of know-how, so we have, mounds and mounds of such case studies, and that's the major change over the past several months. So let me show you one example. This is Mizuho using IBM Watson. We partnered with IBM Watson, and apparently the accuracy of the response to any question is about 90% already, and it's about to reach 100%, probably most recently. And this is Don Quixote. Pepper can explain about products in English and Chinese. And Pepper is used to introduce about 200 times a day in product explanations in English or Chinese. But can you hire staff to do this? I think it's very difficult to train staff to do that. But if you can use robots for this, apparently the sort of purchases that people make at Don Quixote is changing as a result of the introduction of robots. And this is an apparel company called Adastria, and the Pepper is serving as a concierge to show people to the specific area where the product they want is displayed. And in terms of productivity, that doesn't have to be done by human beings. So they introduced Pepper, and of course, Pepper can respond to these questions in multi-language to reduce burden. This is J.A. Tajima, an agricultural cooperative, and they're using Pepper to introduce and explain about the products. So that's very simple, but their revenue went up 115% as a result. A major win. And another is Xing. This is Joy Sound, famous for karaoke. It's the same company. And they're running nursing care facilities, and they're focusing on the nursing care industry today. They're using Pepper to offset their shortage of care workers, and they introduced or developed a nursing care application, and as a result, they were adopted as one of the nursing care equipment for a pilot project by METI, the Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry. So they were not only recognized by a major IT company, but by the government. And when you look at these nursing care applications, they're really simple. Or there are things that you think, oh, do they have to go this far? In any event, there's a variety, and Pepper will be sector-based, going forward. But this, I think, is a very good sector, or a very good case. Now, Kojima, they like to be flashy, and apparently they have Pepper managing their manufacturing lines. For example, if there is an anomaly, then Pepper will go there to report on the anomaly. And healthcare bands will be worn by all employees, and when there's an anomaly in any personnel, then Pepper will go there and say, "Are you okay? You should rest." And that can be automated by robots. Also, supply chains, such complex capabilities are also serviced by Pepper. So they're using Pepper in very, very high-ended ways. And this is Meiji Yasuda Life Insurance. It's a very simple application. They're sending Pepper with the life insurance sales personnel. And just by bringing along Pepper, apparently they can communicate more smoothly with their customers. They get more inquiries from the customers. It's very effective. And so they increased the number of Peppers deployed to 100 units. They have purchased in large numbers from us. And this is the final example, Carrefour. This is a French supermarket. French people buy wine. Well, they're drinking wine from morning till night, but they don't know that much about wine. And when you ask the people in the attendants at the store, they are not very knowledgeable about the wine. I live in Paris right now. That's my impression. So at Carrefour, Pepper can work as a wine concierge to recommend recipes based on wine or to recommend wines. They have lots of database information, and Pepper is already embedded with the necessary knowledge, so it's performing much more than human beings. And in Paris, Carrefour, because it's not very busy as in Japanese supermarkets, but Pepper is assisting more than 100 customers per day per unit, which is quite a number. And now going on to business operation applications. There are so many of them. I can't explain them all, but in any event, based on sectors, based on functions and roles, we will be developing applications for Pepper. Now, let me share with you another case, which is from MasterCard, and I'd like to call out Mr. David Kell from MasterCard Japan office to take the podium, please.
じゃあ私はマスターカードのジャパンのケルと申します。よろしくお願いします。
Thank you. My name is Kell from MasterCard Japan. So, this is what I'll cover: the future of conversational commerce, personalized conversational, and security. The future of personalized commerce. Our vision is world beyond cash, and this was what the video was all about. We developed this application in MasterCard labs in Singapore for Pepper. So let me briefly introduce this to you. Know your guest. This is personalized commerce. Sorry, the order of my slides is a little different from what I thought.
The concept of know your guest is very important in personalized commerce because it is important for your guest to feel comfortable and secure when ordering in the restaurant. So MasterCard's application for Pepper actually allows the guest to feel personalized, to feel personally serviced, and to order with confidence and security by ordering on the Pepper tablet, as you can see, and by paying through the MasterPass wallet. So MasterPass is MasterCard's wallet solution, which is designed to be a true multi-channel digital wallet. It works across all devices, across all channels, and provides advanced security solutions to keep your payment data secure. So we are very proud to announce that Pizza Hut has been working together with MasterCard in Singapore and also in Japan to do a trial for the Pepper application for restaurants. And we'll be trialing this product sometime this year in the Asia-Pacific region. Let's take a look.
Hi, Pepper. I'm hungry.
Hello, delighted to have you in MasterCard Cafe. I'm at your service. Please pair with your MasterPass wallet and start ordering. Nice to meet you, Veronica. What would you like to order?
Can I have a beef burger?
Sure.
2 fries?
Regular or large?
Large.
All right. Anything else?
Orange juice.
Sure.
That's all.
Great. We have a promotion today. You get 1 cheesecake for $2. Would you like to add it?
How many calories?
Each cheesecake contains 90 calories, 3 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbs, and 6 grams of protein. Would you like to have it?
Okay, I'll have it.
Great. The total amount is $23.50. It will be charged to your card ending 9372. Please say approve to authorize the transaction.
Approve.
Cool. I am processing your transaction now. Your transaction is completed. Please collect your meal at the counter. Enjoy.
Thanks, Pepper.
So you can drop by at the Pepper4Biz booth of MasterCard to see the actual applications. Please do drop by. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kell. Now, I would like to introduce a new service to you. This is a BizPack with 28 business applications, and the launch is scheduled in August. And if you have already purchased applications, you can that can be also available to you. So by industry, by roles and tasks, we went quite in depth. But for merchants, individual stores, setting up of application itself becomes very complicated and challenging for our customers. So for the customer service, inbound reception, and healthcare for hospitals, all of them are now available in 28 business applications as a package, which will be available in August. And the translation application is what I like to focus on now amongst all of them. These are. Right. There is a Chinese person. Right, and here, well, how to operate it's very simple. Please make your choice from these. So, turning it on, and this we choose the language Chinese. Okay. And on this side, In a similar manner, you can choose your language from this Japanese. Please come. This way, I'm going to translate. So this person is a Chinese tourist. So this is a robot for translation. Please speak in Chinese.
这是一个翻译机器人，请讲中文。
我迷路了，我想去皇居。
I'm lost. I don't know where to go. I would like to go to the Imperial Palace. From Onarimon, take the train and drop at Otemachi.
从玉城门上火车，在大手町站下车。
好的，我知道了，谢谢你。谢谢。再见。こういう感じですね。非常にシンプル。
So this way, it's very, very simple. And when Pepper speaks in Chinese, his voice is rather cute. We made it this way. So in this manner, you will be able to utilize it in various manners. So 28 business applications, as I said, are all presented at the exhibition area of Paper World. So please, you try it out, utilize them, use them actually, and you will be able to have the actual feeling of the evolution which was made, and also the future potential. And till the end of September, up to 3 months use will be free of charge. We would like to increase more and more the paper for Biz, the Biz pack. We would like to keep it increasing, and also the same for platform. So next generation services, which are like the hands of your grandchildren, you can even get outsourcing service of the initial setup, which is also explained at the exhibition area. So please do drop by. And the clothes and stickers are quite expensive in some cases, and we can also produce them. Now, as an additional topic, I would like to say a few words about the future which will be created by robots in order to discuss the robot business future direction. Yesterday, from President Son, there was a big lecture, and the most important keyword in his speech was the biggest paradigm shift in the history of humankind will be happening. This is a very, very stimulating statement. But it means that the singularity will be happening very shortly. In 2018, according to the forecast, when the computer will be exceeding the humankind. So at last, the computer will be more intelligent than human brains. The average IQ of human beings is 100, and the genius people have around 200 IQ. But in 20 to 30 years from today, the computer performance, the computer's IQ will be 10,000. They will be extremely intelligent. As a result of what will be happening is that, of course, robots will be very evolved, will be much more in the number, and IoT will be in 10 trillion pieces in the year 2040. So super intelligence will be born. In that context, what will be the positioning of robots? It will not be simply a matter of inputting and outputting. Robots will be on their own initiatives, doing input, output, and also decision making on their own, and then behave. So the growth and autonomy will be managed all by the robots on their own. That is the general statement as a future prediction. So please imagine robots 100 years down the road. How will they look? Well, for your reference, 100 years ago, or slightly more than 100 years ago, Wright brothers flew for the first time in the human history, but only for 1 minute and for a distance of a few meters and low enough in order not to be injured. Well, today, human beings can fly into the space, outer space, and it's unmanned operation. So that's the evolution in the past 100 years. So what it means that it is extremely difficult to imagine the situation 100 years from now, down the road. So your instant imagination that you're having in your mind now, it will be taking place only 10 or 20 years or 30 years from now. So if that is the pace of the technology evolution, we should perhaps start doing various things based on our specific assumptions of what human beings will be doing and what robots will be doing. That means that businesses perhaps should revise their business plans based on the assignments and roles applied to robots. And also the same will be true for the budget decision making of the government. And if there are some government officials in the audience, please do pay attention to this point. So the point I would like to make here is that the better, the earlier you start moving, the better your outcome will be. So in this whole context, what the robots will be doing? Well, there are robots, and amongst robots, Pepper is humanoid, this type of robot. Well, we will keep sticking to humanoid type of robots, but they may evolve to be closer to human beings, or they may evolve in another direction, integrating more of IoT. So these are the future directions we are considering now, and emotion is one of the keywords. We really would like to continue to stick to this emotion. In home environment, a robot will probably become the center device to control various devices across the board in the IoT connectivity. But to a refrigerator, I couldn't really tell my refrigerator to go out to buy toilet paper. So I think in terms of interaction with human beings, robots should be humanoids, something which look like a creature, something to which you feel attachment, and something which has an emotional function like us human beings. We would like to continue to stick to all those aspects. So the essential is really how much the robots will be contributing to the happiness of people. This will continue to be the essence of our business in the future. I would like to show you another video at the end of my speech.
To the grocery for dinner, and I'm not sure what to buy.
Let's see what's in the fridge.
I'm out of ideas for a comfortable living room.
Why don't you take some time and relax?
can robots feel what we feel? Could they sense our needs, connect and empathize with us? We believe they can. We see a future where robots are more than helpers. They'll sense our wants and needs and be a true partner enriching our lives. The future of robotics is beyond technology. It's about creating a new relationship between robot and human. With you. With humanity.
Yes. My final message. The robotics business has only a short history, but having worked this far, we are convinced that robots will permeate into the lives of human beings. I'm convinced of this. And there is a secure future for robots. Japan, Asia, and the United States and Europe, maybe, it may be rather outdated to talk about this, but in terms of robots, we, Japan, must lead the world. I personally believe this. We have the Olympics here in Tokyo in 2020. By that time, we want to establish this clear message that Japan equals robots, robotics equals Japan. We want to become a clear leader in the world in terms of robotics. So I do hope that we can work together with all of you to create such a future. Thank you very much for your time today.